Okay, in this video, part two of our introduction to the Sales Performance Scorecard, the SPS matrix, I want to talk about the horizontal axis, which deals with levels of process implementation. When Jim wrote his article for Forbes back in 2000, he defined 4 levels of process implementation, or 4 levels of process. And those were random, tribal wisdom, formal, and dynamic. And when we introduced the matrix in 2007, those were the labels that we used. A few years later, we updated those to random, informal, formal, and dynamic, and we basically ran with those for almost 15 years. The notion was that as you moved from random, basically everybody doing their own thing, to tribal wisdom, people shared best practices. They were exposed to some level of process, but they weren't necessarily held accountable to that. It wasn't enforced or reinforced. As you moved to formal, people started not only getting coaching, but having some systems in place that helped reinforce and enforce process implementation. And then on to dynamic, where you started having additional technical features like analytics and dashboards and so on. Those, as I mentioned, held up for better part of 15 years. And then we really felt that it was time to not only update the vertical axis levels of relationship, but also bring the horizontal axis, the levels of process implementation, into the 21st century. And that meant including AI and machine learning. And so in 2020, 2021, we introduced the SPS matrix, the Sales Performance Scorecard, and defined 5 levels of process implementation, starting with ad hoc, then informal, formal, which we'll talk about in just a second, agile, and finally customized. Those are the 5 levels of process implementation for the SPS. Ad hoc is exactly what it sounds like and what it has always been, basically everybody doing their own thing, not only individually, but also sort of situationally. So ad hoc really captures the sense that this thing is, pretty free form, and whatever seems to feel right at the moment is what people go with. Informal says that there is a sales process. Again, it's not necessarily documented, or if it is documented and reps are exposed to it, then they aren't rigorously held to account on it. Whereas formal, this is the way we do business around here. It's sort of our playbook, our hymn book. We all, follow the game plan here. We are all sticking to the rules of the road, or the rules of engagement. And there's more coaching, more team sharing, and the beginning of, some real metrics on performance. And then when we used to move to dynamic, that was when, you had CRM and analytics and so on. We're now calling that agile. And there's been a lot of conversation about companies and sales organizations becoming more agile, becoming more resilient, and leveraging more forms of technology, not just CRM, but, not just customer relationship management, but a lot of things have been added to sales tech and the sales technology stack, as well as MarTech and all of the things that have been going on over there. And then we move to customized, which now reflects the introduction of AI for sales and machine learning. And so those are the 5 levels of process implementation. A couple in the early stages, which reflect that there hasn't been a lot of change, and a couple here at the end that reflect there's been an enormous amount of change, new technology, new, generative AI, and AI for sales, point solutions that have just been multiplying like crazy, and just the sort of massive expansion of the sales tech stack. And those are the things that we've been surveying and are surveying again this year in 2024. So I want to invite you to participate in our survey, and a link for that is also included here in the program notes. The final thing I'll say, the reason that we not only went to Agile and the reasons for that, but customized, in manufacturing, the holy grail has always been mass customization. And that really is the thing that we're seeing in sales now, where people are doing massive outreach, but they're also stressing personalization. And so mass customization has not, like so many other parts of process, come from the manufacturing world and are now influencing the sales world. This is another one, and we think that customized really captures the spirit and the importance of these new technologies that's being brought to bear in process implementation. So part 3, we'll talk about the performance when you put these together. Thanks for watching.